Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Cairnsology. Today we're going to be looking into the Cairns Crime Crisis. We're going to be looking at QPS's data set into the Cairns area and see if we can draw any conclusions from it. So how do we go about accessing this public information? So all we need to put in the search bar is police.qld.gov.au/maps-and-statistics, or simply go into Google and typing in QPS online crime map. Scroll down, online crime map. So once you're into the online mapping function, simply search for Cairns, which will bring you to the target area. You can select a date range, an offence type. You can select different times of day and whether it be cluster or heat maps. And then from that information, it brings up some sort of windows down the bottom here: time of day, days of the week, date range, and offence type. First of all, I just want to explain some of the regions that we're going to look through in this video. So first of all, we've got the Cairns LGA, and these are purely just geographic regions where the data can be split up. Some of the other areas that we might talk about is the Cairns QPS division, which is slightly smaller, the Smithfield QPS, and the Edmonton QPS area division. But zooming back out to the Cairns LGA, we can already see some trends here. So within the area, most of the offences at any time of the day occur at just after 10 o'clock at night. And days of the week, so it looks like most of these offences occur on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Although this data is limited to 2 years, we can see a small upwards trend through the Cairns area. And here's a general breakdown of all the different offence types. So let's delve into the Cairns LGA and see what's driving this Cairns crime crisis. So the first thing that we're going to look at, and some of these different areas are not all bad. Some have positive trends, which is good, but we'll have a look at. So we're going to have a look at robbery and unlawful entry, and let's have a look at unlawful use of motor vehicle. So we can see straight away from the data range, the date range, that we do have an upwards trend here. Days of the week, looks like Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays are the biggest time. Again, that's sort of after that 10 o'clock, but we're going to go have a look here at the heat map and see if we can find some really hot spots within the area. So as we can see here in the south part of Cairns and moving further north towards the city, it really is a sea of red. Don't be fooled. Obviously, this is where the population of Cairns also lives. But as we sort of look further north, that sea of red sort of is less consistent as we move further north through the northern beaches. Switching off the heat map, going back to cluster, we can actually zoom in on every one of these single offences and see where exactly they were. Now we're going to change the date range and look at some more recent stuff. So let's look over the last week and we can see some more recent offences here. Now let's go and have a look at some of those better trending rates. So one that I've just seen here earlier is the amount of drug offences in the Cairns LGA. It's on a downwards trend over the last couple of years by the looks. Looking through some of the other offences, liquor, as we can see here, the Cairns sort of CBD wears the brunt of that. No surprise, I guess, really, with the amount of establishments around their area. This was another sort of interesting one. A couple of prostitution offences in the last couple of years. Now let's go and have a look at the traffic and see if we can make any sense of where you might get booked or not around Cairns. So again, looking at the Cairns LGA last 2 years, traffic, it's very confined to sort of the main roads that we use throughout the area, right through there, Cairns LGA. But it's probably, looking at this time of day, there's probably more offences that are occurring in the PM rather than the AM. And days of the week, so Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are the clear days that you might be more likely, or maybe it's a case of we've just got more people out on the road on those days to have a traffic offence against people of Cairns. Let's look at Cairns in a bit more detail and break down to the QPS regions. So the first one we're going to look at is the Smithfield QPS division. And we're just going to have a look at this on a very broad scale. So up in the Smithfield area, again, it's sort of after 10 o'clock is the most amount of offences. Sunday, Fridays and Saturdays. Looks reasonably stable, maybe a slightly upward trend, but we've only got 2 years of data here. 3,970 offences. The next one we're going to look at is the Cairns QPS region. A lot more offences here, so 35,400. It's probably fair to say that there's probably more people that actually live in the Cairns QPS area than the Smithfield. But again, there's still a lot more offences. 10 o'clock Sunday, Fridays and Saturdays. And a bit like Smithfield, sort of a slight woods uptrend maybe, but over a small data set, it's a bit hard to sort of see if there's a clear upwards trend. And the last one we're going to go and look at is the Edmonton QPS division. So 6,761, again 10 o'clock. A little bit less clear here. There are slightly more on a Friday, Saturday, and a Monday by the looks, but much more flatter sort of trend. Probably a bit clearer sort of upwards trend through here, but again, a very small data set.
Hi guys, I've had to stop the video there whilst editing. I just can't believe those figures. 10 times more likely that an offence is going to occur in the Cairns city than Smithfield. This really is a Cairns crime crisis.
I'll show you one more feature, and it's down to locations of this QPS online crime map. So you can select actual individual suburbs rather than divisions. So you could look at Smithfield or Parramatta Park, or you could look at groups of suburbs to try and find your own trends through the Cairns area. I would encourage everyone to have a look at this, especially in the suburb that you live in, to have a look at what sort of offences and how your suburb compares with other suburbs. I want to thank you for tuning in for another episode of Cairnsology. We'll see you on the next episode.